Celtic were back in action yesterday as they beat Motherwell 3-1, with Jota getting on the score sheet on his second debut for the boys. In today's video, we will discuss the fallout from this game, whilst going over what pundit Micah had to say about the boys and one player in particular. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Jota has spoken out for the first time since his emotional return to Celtic, taking to social media on Sunday night to express his gratitude to the fans. The Portuguese winger, who marked his third debut with a stoppage-time goal in the 3-1 win over Motherwell, kept his message short but heartfelt. Posting on Instagram, Jota simply wrote, "Well, that's us with heart full. Thank you." His words come after a whirlwind week in which he produced a fairy tale moment at Fir Park, sealing the victory before breaking down in tears as the Celtic support serenaded him. The moment clearly resonated with the fan base, especially given the struggles Jota has endured since leaving the club. Jota's goal was the perfect way to cap off his return to Celtic colours. After coming on in the second half, he immediately looked sharp, showing the kind of creativity that made him a fan favourite in his first spell at the club. When his moment came, he wasn't going to miss. His celebration said it all, fist in the air, his iconic Celtic pose. Jota was visibly emotional as he soaked in the adoration from the travelling Celtic fans. It was a moment of pure relief and joy, a reminder of the deep connection between the winger and the club. Beyond Jota's emotional return, it was another vital win for Brendan Rodgers' side. Goals from Dyson Maeda and Adam Ida had put Celtic in control of the tie after a Motherwell equaliser, but Jota's strike ensured there would be no late drama, keeping the Hoops 10 points clear at the top of the table with a game in hand still to come on Wednesday. Rodgers will be delighted not only with the result but also with Jota's impact. The winger's sharpness and hunger were evident, and his return adds another attacking option for the title run-in. With a game against Dundee midweek, Celtic's momentum continues to build, and the return of Jota might just be the boost they need for the final stretch of the season. Now, for the main story, as this newly revamped Champions League format has worked a treat for Celtic and Brendan Rodgers. Before a ball was kicked, many were looking towards Celtic and how they could use this format to progress into the knockout stages after years and years of faltering at the group stages. It has worked very well because Celtic are into the playoffs and it was achieved with a game to spare. That meant that the trip to Villa Park on Wednesday night was far more relaxing, and the first meeting between the two European giants generated an outstanding atmosphere and game of football. Even though Villa raced into a 2-0 lead inside 5 minutes, Adam Ida's comeback goals added drama to the occasion and put extra pressure on the hosts, before Villa's quality shone through and they secured a top 8 finish, as Micah was complimentary of the Scottish giants. Kasper Schmeichel replaced Joe Hart in the summer, and the Premier League title winner had big shoes to fill in between Celtic's sticks. Richards hailed the performances of Schmeichel and how he has been at his best during Celtic's Champions League journey this season. The former right-back, who shared a dressing room at Manchester City with Schmeichel, wanted to give Celtic a shout-out for their displays on Europe's biggest stage, as he told the Rest is Football podcast. "A quick shout out to Celtic as well," said Richards. "We talked about the format at the very start. Normally Celtic wouldn't have a chance. I wouldn't say they have been exceptional, but they have given themselves a chance. I think they have played well at the right times. I think Kasper Schmeichel has had to be at his best as well within the tournament. They are in the next round. It's a testament to them, the squad, and the belief for the fans, because that Villa Celtic atmosphere was electric. The Champions League was revamped this season and it has benefited the boys, who are in the knockout stages for the first time in over a decade. Celtic are set to play a 2-legged playoff next month against Bayern Munich, and there is a chance there will be no away fans at the Allianz Arena. That's the negative side to it, but on the plus, a tournament that started with 36 teams has now been whittled down to 24, and the champions of Scotland are amongst those great sides. In other news, Celtic's long-term pursuit of Matthias Kvistgaarden appeared to have hit a dead end, but fresh speculation has emerged on deadline day after a private jet flying from Portugal to Glasgow caught the eye. The Brøndby striker has been on the Hoops' radar for months, but reports over the weekend suggested the Danish club were unwilling to part with their frontman unless a significant offer, believed to be over £10 million, was tabled. With that fee proving too steep, Brendan Rodgers admitted after Sunday's win against Motherwell that any striker arrival was more likely to be a loan deal rather than a permanent move. However, as we on this channel did when the Kyogo transfer story broke last week, we've been keeping a close watch on private flights into Glasgow. One particular jet from Portugal has raised eyebrows, not because it's uncommon, but because Brøndby are currently in a warm weather training camp in Portugal. The possibility, however slim, remains that Kvistgaarden could be on that flight. At this stage, there's no confirmation of anything concrete and it could be nothing. But with the striker situation still unresolved at Celtic Park and the transfer window closing tonight, any movement is worth watching. It's deadline day, and things can change rapidly. If there's a late twist in the Kvistgaarden saga, we'll keep you updated. In other news, Celtic have reportedly rejected West Ham United's opening bid for Hoops forward Daniel Cummings. Cummings' current Celtic deal is set to expire in the summer, and despite making his Celtic debut on Wednesday against Aston Villa at Villa Park in the Champions League, the Scottish striker looks set to leave the club, having failed to agree on a new contract. Anthony Joseph reports that Celtic have rejected West Ham's £500,000 bid. With the Hoops said to want to keep Cummings, they may look to get as much as possible for a player they will lose in the summer for a compensation fee of around £300,000 if he doesn't leave today. At yesterday's post-match press conference, Brendan Rodgers addressed Cummings' long-term future, with the Celtic forward missing from the Hoops squad against Motherwell. The Irishman revealed that he believes Cummings' agent is playing a part in a potential exit. For Cummings, he looks set to leave Celtic, having featured in 18 Lowland League games for the Hoops B team, scoring 18 goals in that time. However, the lack of opportunities in the first team appears to have frustrated him, with Graham Potter and West Ham circling. Lastly, Celtic have been told they will have to smash the Slovakian record transfer fee if they are to sign David Strelec from Slovan Bratislava before tonight's deadline. Strelec previously played against Celtic on September 18th in a 5-1 Hoops win in the Champions League. However, in 8 Champions League appearances this season, he has scored 2 goals, with each coming at home against Dinamo Zagreb and away against Atletico Madrid. The Slovakian forward has also impressed in the league for Slovan, with 10 goals and 2 assists in 18 games. At 23 years old, he is certainly a striker for years to come. However, the Slovakian champions are said to demand a record fee for Strelec. Bratislava Director General Ivan Kmotrić said to Sport, "If David leaves, it will definitely be a Slovak record. In the situation we are in today, however, I do not realistically see him leaving in the winter transfer window." Interest in Strelec is still growing and offers are increasing. Big transfers are usually made in the summer period. I am convinced that the interest in him will be even greater in the summer. Record Sport report that Celtic will need to bid £8 million to sign Strelec before tonight's deadline. However, the Hoops may look to sign a striker on loan, with Brendan Rodgers revealing at yesterday's post-match press conference that a striker on loan would likely be the sort of move Celtic would look to do today. Celtic fans, what are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comment section below. That does bring us to the end of today's video. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you,